Y'all can come up too. Like, who paying? Oh, y'all gonna pay like 20 million. Now we good. We just gonna stay here on Earth.
Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Alderberg Podcast. As you can see, there's no Peter here today, so Chris, will be here. But we're welcoming back our boy Shamar, the great, the GOAT, young master.
That's not me. That's the last one's me, not the second one.
What you been up to, bro?
You know, change of scenery. Moved down to Georgia last week. Reason why I wasn't on the podcast last week, but yeah, now I'm a Georgia peach. You know, living life, dying from the heat.
Yeah, bro. That southern heat is no joke. It really is.
Yeah, how's everything up north? I can say that.
Not as humid as where you at. That's for sure. No, I seen. I don't know what they doing down there with y'all, but I seen DC was trying to hit some restrictions, like mandatory mandates, mask mandates, or something like that. So I don't know what's going to happen in Maryland because we're not such a small, place like DC. But we may be looking at the mandatory mask again. I'm not 100 though.
I think it might come back almost everywhere in reality, just because that Delta variant is starting to get people. But it's really getting the people that aren't vaccinated, which sucks.
Yeah.
But I mean, I guess that should be a sign, like not trying to sway anybody to any direction. But if you don't want to get it, I mean, you know what you got to do.
Yeah, no, and the thing is, like, even people who are vaccinated are getting it. It's just like not as bad though.
Yeah,
like, and to be fair, I mean, like, I'm gonna take those lesson symptoms where like people was like having a hard time breathing even afterwards, or losing taste or a sense of smell. It's like,
word, I'll take a summer flu. I'll take that summer flu any day of the week than losing my taste.
Right. But since Peter's not here, I guess I'll just read through this docket. I assume that's what he does.
We just never know. It's a curveball, Peter.
Right. All right. So first up on the docket, we got Dababy doing his quote unquote crowd work, where he was saying, actually, I might put in the sound clip. You think we could do that? I'll put in the sound clip.
Yeah, why not? I don't see why not. Put the sound clip in.
Yeah. And then I'll just put it right here.
You didn't show up today with HIV, AIDS, any of them deadly sexually transmitted diseases that'll make you die in 2-3 weeks. Put a cell phone light in the air. Lady, if you like water, put a cell phone light in the air. Fellas, lights up. Fellas, if you ain't sucking in the parking lot, put your cell phone lights in the air. Let's be real about this. Yeah, keep it real. Some of y'all suspect as a motherfucker. Let's be real.
And then we're back. They're talking.
And then so basically he was just saying if you wasn't a dude and you wasn't sucking nobody off in the parking lot, who put your hands in the air. If you don't have AIDS and you're not about to die in the next 2 weeks, put your hands in the air, which everybody was kind of confused. Somebody threw a shoe at him. Because
I did, though, and he knew exactly what type of shoe it was too. And in that 0.2 seconds, he said, "Who threw that crusty ass Adidas at me?"
Right. And so it was just like, bro, I don't understand how he thought this was crowd work.
Look, like I said before we started recording, to each their own. I mean, that's how you crowd work. I mean, you might have to. Luckily, he already made enough money to where if he does get canceled, which I feel like people are trying to get that going. Probably. He's good to live off that money, but yeah, that's some shitty ass crowd work he tried to do there.
Yeah, and it was like it wasn't even needed right there, because it's just like you could say basically anything for crowd work to work. Just make it sound cool. Just it works. And
word,
right. So what?
I said not a word, like legit, right? You have the crowd at the palm of your hands. Like you could say, "I love Jesus." They're like, "Yeah, we love Jesus too." Mm-hmm. You said that, it's like, whoa, what? Well, I ain't confused. I'm like, what you want from me right now?
Yeah, and so like it's just and especially with like people as big as him too. Like, even though like people like trying to cancel him or whatever, like he's probably so big at this point, like he's gonna keep his like the fans he already has.
Yeah, probably most likely, yeah. Just because I mean, they probably riding with him before he started to get popping in 2019.
Yeah, and it's not like it's his first time doing something wild either. Like we talked about on here recently, where he was at first backing Meg Thee Stallion, then all of a sudden he started kind of going behind her back, working with Tory Lanez, and I think he was talking about it too. So, I mean, dude just kind of do what he want to do regardless.
Shit, when you got money, you do as you please, I guess.
Yeah, it ain't tricking if you got it.
Nah, dog.
All right, and then moving on. Cause I don't have no segues like Peter, you know. I'm a baby in this. I'm gonna just say moving on.
And next we got.
Okay, so the Olympics is going on right now. I'm sure everybody in the world has, or rather, you know, everybody with some type of broadcasting system available to them is aware of it. So, yeah. Any thoughts on the Olympics so far?
Honestly, haven't really watched much of it just because the time zone difference is killer. Like, it sucks for us on the Western Hemisphere because I think usually when it starts down there, it's like it usually starts like maybe 9, 10 o'clock East Coast time, and we're really lucky. Like that's pretty late, especially during the weekday. You know, people got jobs and stuff. But then most of the it really doesn't get started until like 1, 2 o'clock in the morning, our time. So at that point, it's like, well, who's staying up that late to watch the Olympics? I will watch the highlights the next morning. So haven't really watched much live, but I mean, track and field started last night, which was dope. It's been, I mean, from what I've seen on the internet, it's been a pretty solid like internet Olympics so far. A couple world records being broken in all disciplines, but hey, hopefully it gets better.
Yeah, no, I feel that. I haven't really watched much either aside from a triathlon I semi-watched with Germ. I mean, didn't watch with him. I mean, like, we watched it at the same time and I was texting him about it. But other than that, I might have watched maybe like 2 or 3 other events other than basketball that coming up in my head right now, maybe. And I don't know. I've been kind of feeling weird about it since they said like out loud that they didn't want any like type of protest affiliation in the sense that like and they specifically said BLM and a few others that aren't coming to my head right now. It was just like, I don't really know how I feel about that. Cause I understand like it's supposed to be like a whole global thing coming together. So you don't really want to see like any type of any type of quote unquote protest. Because that it might start a friction somehow. I'm trying to rationalize this. I mean, it doesn't really make sense to me, but like whatever.
No, I get what you're saying. It's like the same time, like you said, like you want everybody to feel included, but you don't want, because like even just in America by itself, BLM is such a hot topic and it's a polarizing topic where people just can't come to terms about what they want the movement to stand for. And what they believe the movement actually is about in the long run. So with that, I mean, I can see why they don't want it there. Because I know even like to throw it back a month ago for the Euros for soccer, FIFA like think right before COVID they were like, we want the soccer game to be all inclusive, this, that, and the third, more being tailored to like gay people, right? Can I say gay people, homosexuals? Sure, you guys know what I'm talking about. But then one of the countries, I think it was Hungary, where they just passed a law like probably right before the Euros or during the Euros, where they were like, they don't allow gay marriage, I believe, or something along those lines. And that was one of the countries that was hosting the game. So they were playing Germany, and Germany wanted to wear like the rainbow armbands as in solidarity. Like it's not okay. And then FIFA was like, no, you can't do that. It's a form of protest. But then everybody brought up like, 2 years back, you wanted the game to be inclusive, like letting homosexuals be included in this and feeling like they're welcome to go to soccer games. But then you kind of just like backtracking and not keeping your word, which I get. Like you don't want to upset a country that's hosting one of your soccer games. So you don't want to like upset those fans because they're at the end of the day, you need them to go to the game, buy tickets so you make money. But at the same time, be a man of your word or be a person of your word, and don't just backtrack like that on stuff like that. So I guess that's what kind of thing with the Olympics is like, all right, let's just nip it in the butt at the beginning. So like, we don't have any problems when, let's say, a black athlete from America does win, and then they decide to like wear a BLM shirt. And then it's like, well, are they protesting? Are they like, what is their end goal in this?
Yeah. Yeah, no, I'm glad you said it like that, because that does make a lot of sense. And I feel like sports do that often. They kind of like change narrative to fit their own means. And it just usually works better that way. You know?
Yeah. It's like, honestly, it's really wild. Like I saw a video on YouTube, like Ben Shapiro, like the U.S. women's soccer team hasn't been like super, like they're usually the best team in the world.
Yeah.
But like this Olympics, they've been playing very mediocre. And like one of his videos, like he had like a short clip, I guess, from one of his like news broadcasts. It was like, why is he like, I think it was like either the first game when they lost 3-0 to Sweden, and it had something to do with like, well, they should have been practicing soccer instead of kneeling for Black Lives Matter. I was like, well, hold up. First of all, how the two, like, yeah, they're probably kneeling for Black Lives Matter, but like the women's soccer team has also had other issues that they had with the country in terms of pay wages and stuff like that. Like, I don't think they were just kneeling for Black Lives Matter. If they were, shout out to them, always everybody's included. But one, I don't think that has to do anything with them losing a game. Two, is like, I don't think kneeling for 5 seconds causes someone to lose the game. Like, it just happened to be a bad game. But like, it's just crazy, like you said, like how people like always can just change the narrative to what they feel like their fan base and what they want to believe in. And it's like, come on now. Like, you know, he knows down in his heart that those two had nothing to go with each other, but it's what gets the people to click on your video. So I guess.
Yeah, I mean, he's a clickbait magnet type dude, because kneeling has literally no effect on their performance at all. And the length of time when affected, you know, their training or whatever. So he's just stupid to me. His voice annoys me.
Yeah, bro. Honestly, like there's a lot of people I can stand, but like he's just like, bro, I just want to smack you. Like he just has a face, and he has this face. He's like, I just want to smack. I don't want to beat you up. I just want to smack you.
Yeah.
If you watch this video, Ben Shapiro, what's up with
it? He challenged you out. What's up, man?
What you want to do, dog?
Out of the bird live right now. But and then what do you think about like the whole mental health thing with was it Simone Biles? I think yeah,
that's a tough one. I mean, it's not a tough one. Like, do as you please, because nobody knows your body better than you. But especially like in a sport with gymnastics, where like I even saw a video I think last night where like last night this morning where she's still like practicing, but like she had like a post where it was like, my mind and my body aren't on the same wavelength. And that makes 100% sense why you would back out. Because sport with gymnastics, like the slightest miscue, bro, and like you could die.
Yeah, you
like
could literally break your neck.
Like, yeah, like in the video, she's like on the like the two bars where it's like one's a little lower, one's higher. And she does like, I guess she's trying to do her final like flip off of it. And like, she just completely like lands on her back. Luckily, like everything was padded. So like, she's not going to get hurt off of it, but it's still like, you can see where in that situation where you like, especially I feel like gymnastics is one of those sports where everything you mind and your body have to be on the same wavelength, but where like you really need to be on the same wavelength to make sure that your body is like going to be in the safest position.
Yeah.
So you really shout out to her taking care of herself.
Oh yeah, 100%. Because again, like we were just saying, like gymnastics is a much more dangerous sport than we, give and we take it for granted, because like these people are literally throwing themselves up into the air and twisting, contorting themselves until they land on the ground perfectly on their feet somehow. We're just like, oh, that's kind of athletic, I guess. And then it's like, that's actually extremely incredible and difficult. Like the whole body control and having to make sure you're like you said earlier, like she said, she was out of sync. If you're out of sync even a little bit, you could probably like break a leg. Honestly. Exactly. And I think she said she has like, I guess it's a gymnastics term called like the twisties or something like that. And it's just like, it's something that apparently happens. It's just kind of like your body and mind just go out of rhythm, which is really dangerous again for a gymnast. And it's just like, you don't know where you are in the air. I think she said she was like doing like Like normally she would be able to do like however many turns or flips, and she's like halfway through the second of my second move in the air. I don't know where I'm at or something like that, and that's dangerous because they're doing more than just two moves up there. It's not just like, oh, I can just recover right here. No, that's yeah. So she definitely did the right move there, and I appreciate more of these athletes taking like mental health breaks because people. I think we talked about it on here before, but like people just look at them as a commodity and not like as people. So they get upset and be like, you're messing up the sport. You're making America look bad or something like that." And it's just like, actually, I think they know their bodies, and this is a game. This is the Olympic Games. Okay, so
exactly,
it wasn't that serious.
Right. Like, I don't know. Like, you speaking about the twisties and shit, like, I couldn't even fathom, like, right. Like, even jumping on a trampoline, like, I can't do a backflip. I would say I'm a pretty athletic person, but, like, there's just a thought of me flipping over, like, that opposite way. I can do a front flip with ease, but going backwards, my body just, like, it loses all control. Yeah. So I couldn't imagine doing, like, twists and turns and all that shit. Like, my body, like, bruh, at that point, God, I'm in your hands. Please save me if I ever go that far.
Exactly. Cause I feel like with a front flip, you're more in control of your body as opposed to like a back flip. Like you're literally just like, you got to trust your mind and your body are in sync with each other. Cause otherwise you're face planting.
Yeah. And I guess this is a sign my mind and my body are never going to be on sync because I can never do it.
Yeah, no, that just shows you like it's an athletic skill to be able to do that.
Word. But yeah, on that, like, it's just kind of crazy how everybody's like kind of, I mean, like you said, it is good to see people like sticking up for her. Like, even there was the gymnast that like competed like in the vault and she like broke her leg. So she was competing with the broken leg. Yeah. And there was another video where she was on the beam and she tried to do like a backflip thing. And she landed like straight on, like head first on the beam. And it's like, yo, like, and like, but you know, back in like, I think she competed like in the 80s. So like back then it's like, you gotta go. Like your coach is like kind of just kicking the shit at you. It's like, you're better, like get up, keep pushing through it. And it's like, no, like first of all, she could have easily been paralyzed or died right there on the spot. So it's like, I think, I'm happy now. I think her coach has probably also advised her probably not to do it. But like, I'm happy that coaches now are also seeing the light too. It's like, yo, like you said, these are games. Like at the end of the day, you're still a human being. Like no matter what you do after this, you're still going to be you. You'd rather be alive than dead or like be paralyzed or like have to go back home with some broken body parts. Like nobody wants to do that. Nobody wants to see that either.
Exactly. And she's already won gold. So it's not like she wasn't of the quality. She already did. Like I think it was the Olympic trials where they were trying to tell her she was doing something too dangerous because it's never been done before.
They basically banned. Yeah, they basically told her like you can't do this move because nobody else is able to do it. Like what? But then you got the same people that were like probably got mad about the people doing like saying that she can't do it. The same people were like, oh, she needs to toughen up. Like. No, like clearly she's putting her body through mental health or physical and mental health to impress and improve her worth to everybody, to all you fucks. But clearly that's still not good enough. Like she's probably one of the most decorated gymnasts of all time, maybe. Yeah. And she's still like, you guys still have the audacity to say you need to be tougher. Like, please, you go do if you can even do a quarter of what she does, I will give you all respect. A quarter.
Probably can't even do one of the things she does because you got to be actually like. Flexible, strong. Gymnasts are incredible, bro. People don't get that.
Yeah, bro. Honestly, otherworldly. Like, probably honestly one of the best athletes out there. If you're a gymnast, you are probably, in my eyes, you are one of the best athletes.
Probably like top body control out of like the majority of athletes. Because you're throwing yourself in the air, then controlling yourself as you move around like that.
Facts. And it's how young they start out too. Like, a gymnast career, like, usually ends by the time you're like 24, like if you're around our age as a gymnast, you're doing like you're old as fuck. That's what you see like the gymnasts, like especially I guess the US gymnasts from assuming all around the world, like they're like high school ages, like that's their peak. Yeah. And after that, you get like one Olympic run. After that, you're done. Mm-hmm. Which is crazy. Like Gabby Douglas I don't forget which Olympics was she. Was it 2012 or 2016? I think so, but like she's no, I gotta look it up now. But she can't. She's probably the same age as us,
Probably.
and we're like Gabby Douglas. Yeah, she was born 1995.
Yeah. So she's right. She's right in between us.
Yeah. She was born Newport News, VA. Shout out to Gabby Douglas,
Hey.
DMV shorty, DMV shorty. But like that, like she's 25, but like probably does not even compete anymore. And that's just crazy to think about. Like she retired in 2016. So probably the Rio Olympics was her last Olympics. That's just crazy. That like your lifespan as a gymnast is so short, but people want you to tough it out. Like, no, clearly it's a dangerous sport if you can only last one Olympic cycle.
And that's what I'm saying, because it's just like there's a reason why you don't see 30 and 40-year-old gymnasts.
Facts. There actually was one this year though. I think she's like 40 from like some like she's like the oldest like Olympian this year. She's like in her 40s, which is honestly like, yo, I don't know what they're feeding you or giving you, but yo,
she was tough though.
I mean, I didn't watch it. I just saw like, you see like little highlights and shit. Like she said, like 40-year-old Olympian. Like, god damn. Just at any age in the Olympics is crazy, but like as a gymnast, like yo, your body, you might have taken the super soldier serum.
Yeah, honestly.
Yeah, that shit.
You're basically ancient.
Yeah, bro, you are
a gymnast. Wow.
So your body has gone through hell.
Yeah.
And you're still standing. Shout out to you. Yeah.
Again, since I don't have no real transition, I'll just be moving on. Next one.
I love it.
Kanye West. Mr. West. So
Mr. West.
He was supposed to have an album drop that was last Friday at, I think it was 8 p.m. Western, I think. And turns out that's actually supposed to be next Friday, the 6th. August 6th coming up. And so I feel like just it's safe to say like he said it was going to come out last Friday just to see if it would trend or just to, like get people hyped for it. Cause it was right around the time of his listening party, which was, I don't feel like was really advertised. He just kind of just did it.
Yeah. It was crazy. So when we went down to Georgia, we stopped in Atlanta and our hotel was right next to Mercedes-Benz, like legit, we're right next to it. So like, I remember seeing like on the Tuesday before we left Maryland, like Kanye's had a listening party at Mercedes-Benz. I'm like, oh, that's dope. Like, I'll be in Georgia. I wouldn't go, but like, it's still dope. Not knowing like, why is it so crowded down here? And then like, I realized like I put two and two together. Like, yo, it's today. So me and my brother, we went. Oh shit, it's raining. God damn, that bitch was off. This is the first time it's raining since I've been down here. So yeah, when we went walking up to the stadium, and it's like, I guess clearly people knew about it because it was heads out there. Like it was heads.
You might advertise it
like,
locally.
Damn. No, I think now there's people that came in that like probably came in because this, I thought I saw it on like Sideline Culture or something like that. So it was on a big account. But like, I mean, I'm just not a big Kanye fan to like really care. But like there was heads out there. I'm like, damn, y'all really fuck with Kanye that much? But what people said like about the album, like I guess the listening part of it is like it was good, but it wasn't. It's still not the old Kanye, you know?
Yeah. And another thing with Kanye is like he is not ashamed to get feedback on his music and then unashamedly like remaster it until he likes it, even after he's already put it out. I can't remember what album it was, but he changed like 3 or 4 songs on it after he already released it. And so like if you listen to it the day it dropped, that next week it was different, and then that week after that it was different again. Like he is a unique soul.
I would say a perfectionist, but only in his eyes. Like he doesn't care. Like you say, he doesn't really care what the people think. Like he'll take the feedback, but like eventually he wants to be perfect in his eyes, which I think probably that's why he thinks like all the albums he has put out post like I would say Jesus. He probably thought in his head like these are masterpieces to me, but they haven't like you don't hear people talking about them.
No.
The way
like people who like super into Kanye talk about those.
Facts. Like the amount of Yeezys I saw, I was like, damn, this man really has people on lock. Yeezys everywhere on people's feet.
Right. And it's like I don't know, for somebody like Kanye too, who's literally like gone on record and saying like I am a god. and even though his like even in his lyrics, I think one of his hooks was I am a god. I can't remember. I that might have been on Yeezus. I can't remember.
Probably.
He just clearly like self-absorbed to the point that it's just like he kind of buys into his own stuff. And so I don't feel like he really realizes like how different he is, or how I don't know how to describe it, how Kanye he is.
Yeah. I'm about to say he is one of a kind. Like there wouldn't, or let me not say there would never be another Kanye, but like right now I can't think of another person that acts the way that Kanye acts.
No.
And like it's honestly crazy. Like he's living in that stadium right now. Like I don't know if you've seen that online, but he's like staying there until he finishes that album. He's living in Mercedes-Benz Stadium. I'm like, bro, like, I mean, I get do what you gotta do, like to get your like self in a mind state, but like I feel like now you're just taking it to a little extreme. And yeah, you're catching headlines. Like, yeah, now you got people really waiting, like, oh shit, this shit's gonna be even better than the listening part of music. But it's like, come on, my guy.
Yeah, he's probably not changing that much. Cause I mean, like, for at least to my knowledge, like when you submit music on something like an Apple or whatever, it takes like 2 weeks for it to actually go through, and that's if you're going to be like, you know, like top page, and it's Kanye West, so of course it's going to be top page, you know, like top of the Apple Music little thing there. So I'm kind of confused when he said like they say he's still working on it, unless he
like you said, I think he's just like he took the feedback and now he's going back to the drawing board and he's going to change some shit. So
yeah,
we'll see when we get the album, because I think.
So we're back. Had a little technical difficulty, but we back.
back it again.
We'll just consider it a small, I don't know, break, or commercial break, but not really because there was no commercial. So just take for what it is. Let's see. We were talking about Kanye West. He's very vain person.
Very much so.
Let's just get to the point where what are you looking forward to this album? Do you think this album's gonna be worth the hype?
You know, probably not worth the hype, to be honest with you. I haven't really like listened to a whole Kanye album since probably Yeezus. But even at that, I want to say I'm the biggest Kanye fan. I like his old stuff, but like now it's just, I don't know, things have kind of gone off the walls. It's like, like I feel like just making, you know what you want, which is cool, but you're not making anything out. It's worth me like going on my way to listen to.
Yeah, no, and honestly, the only reason I'm gonna listen to it is just to say I did it. To be honest, because I'm not feeling for another Kanye album. Wasn't thinking about another Kanye album. Didn't care for another Kanye album. I would love a Kendrick. If Kendrick would have dropped one, I would love that. But no, I'm definitely not looking for a Kanye album at all. I don't really care for it. I think Logic is dropping today, though. I think I saw something where he's dropping a mixtape today.
Yeah, so he's coming back. He's coming back.
Bobby Tarantino 3.
Shout out to Logic making a comeback.
I don't know if that was this Friday, like today. We're recording on Friday. So what's today's date? So I don't know if it was supposed to be like the 30th or if it's going to be on the 6th. Yeah. But
I guess we'll find out. But honestly, I haven't seen much on Twitter about it, so I'm assuming it's probably next week.
Yeah.
Usually Twitter's a good.
Oh, what's up?
What? Now, I was saying usually Twitter's a good gauge about what's happening around in the world.
Yeah. Yeah. Twitter be mad accurate sometimes.
Yeah. Do you know? Never.
Like
fails.
it's no timetable up, but it's just like Twitter knows though.
Twitter knows.
Somebody leaking information.
And that's all right.
All right. And then I'm gonna just skip this next one, then we can talk about that one last. But this one here, we'll talk about this Lil Uzi buying a planet. How you how you feel about that? I don't know if he actually did it or if he was being serious, but how do you feel about the concept of somebody actually buying a planet?
Who do you go to buy a planet? That's my question. Forget about him buying a planet. Who do you go to? Who do you like? Because who owns like? It's like, cause if you buy like land, you go into someone.
Right.
Say, I want this piece of land. Like, who do you just go to a random person and ask to be like, hey, I want a planet, and they're like, give me some money. Like, I don't know how the transaction works. He spent hella bread on it,
Yeah, right. But, and it's just like, like who? First off, I just want to make this clear: it's not in our galaxy at all. I don't believe.
And so we can't even go visit the planet when we started going to space. He just bought a planet just to waste some money.
I think. Let me see. I had the note. Like, yeah, it's 520 light years away. Not in 5 lifetimes will he see that.
Yeah, bro. Like, you just bought that shit to just say that about a planet.
Yeah.
I don't know. Uzi's been moving a little weird of lately. When he got the Infinity Stone in his forehead, now he's buying planets. I don't know what's next.
And then recently he also found out he was younger than he thought he was too.
Yeah. Bro. Look, hey, guys, stay off drugs.
Right.
I don't know. I can't understand that he's on drugs, but stay off drugs.
No, I think he said his mom found his birth certificate. And so he's like, yo, I'm actually about to be 26.
But how do you not know what age you is?
That's what I'm saying.
Like growing up. Like I know.
Cause you had to go to like he had to go to like the doctor or something at some point.
Yeah, like you get your checkup at least not every year, but like at least every other year or once every 3 years, something like that.
Yeah. It's like he's like rich now, so I'm sure he's been to like a doctor. Probably went to a doctor before he got that thing in his head.
Yeah, no, so, probably not. He said, "Fuck it, if I die, I die."
Yeah, you're right. He probably did that somebody's garage.
I got this fat ass diamond. Put it in me.
Spent all his money on the diamond. Forgot how to put it in.
That shit is crazy. Like I don't understand. Like. I don't think unless you're like super old, then I understand not knowing how old you are. But like,
yeah, because you can literally forget at that point.
Yeah, like even my 4-year-old cousin, she knows how old she is. And she likes saying like I'm 4. Like, yes, you are. Uzi, how old are you? I don't know. Old, I guess.
Right. And it's like bro is just he's just I don't know how to describe him because it's like, man, nobody do that. That's stupid. It's just like Uzi, like I got the money for it. Why not? It's like you remember those I think it was commercials a long time ago where it was like, and you too can own a star. That's basically what that is.
Yeah. Basically, you can't touch. You can probably you don't even know which one is yours when you look into the fucking the sky. You don't know which one is yours, but I got a star. I got that. That's me.
And it's like it's so far away that even if space travel was possible, you never even touch it. So I don't get what the point is. Like I own that. Own what? Oh, let me get my super powered microscope so I can show you. Oh, hold on, it's in retrograde right now. You gotta wait 3 days before you can see it. Like,
right? I swear, rich people just be spending money on some bullshit.
Right, bro. It's just like it's no purpose in that. And then the whole, space travel too. Like they were just doing, and it's no coincidence they were all basically doing it around the same time.
Yeah,
some people are just like they're doing it to race each other. They probably planned this because you can't just do an impromptu space travel. It's not how that works.
It's not.
And so,
I don't know, but like even with that, like. With the whole Bezos thing, like I think how Bezos was like, all right, like people were like, you can bid to go to space.
Mm-hmm.
Like I saw somewhere that the one guy he bid 20 million on it or something, some outrageous number, and he ended up not going. It's like what you just got like he didn't get his money back or nothing. It's not like I get a return, but you put your money. I think his son went instead of him, which is still
crazy. I saw that.
But it's like you got $20 million to just put out there. And then be like, nah, I can't. I got other shit to do. Like, what?
Yeah, but now his son's is technically the youngest astronaut ever. Youngest to ever go to space.
That's true. Hey, well, shout out to him.
But still, it's just like we're not even done exploring the Earth yet, and people are just so curious about the vast unknown when we got a vast unknown right here.
Y'all better say go deep dive in the ocean and find some shit down there.
They just like, nah, too hard. Space though. Let me build a giant powered explosion that just propelled me up into the deep, dark unknown, and just be like, let's see how that works. But going underneath the water, you stupid.
Right.
they got monsters under there or something.
I can't get my hair wet, dog. Come on, man. Stop playing.
Right, man. See this haircut?
I go catch stain up. Clean, bro. I can't fuck this shit up. They said we're gonna go fight Thanos. The way he was rocking us, we gotta get our revenge.
Right, man. They talking about some we gotta find a new planet in case he splits everybody in half. He's gonna take the poor half, not the rich one.
Exactly. He's like, look, we already did it for you. We're gonna send the rich people up there. The poor people gonna stay down here. We straight. We good, right? We good. Nah, that shit wild. I don't know. I ain't fucking with none of that shit.
Yeah, no. Even if it became, because that's what they're doing it for. It's all publicity for their future space travel, whatever. Like you're gonna be able to pay to go to space. And that's why even a while ago they're talking about potentially looking at opening, like if possible, opening like hotels or something on the moon or something like that. Because if they could do it, they would. They really would.
But only rich people be only ones going up there. So it was like just be like rich people. We moving. Right. Like, you don't got flights to try and make it seem like it's all inclusive. Like, nah, dog. You know who's for rich people. Mm-hmm. You can go up there. Maybe a Make-A-Wish kid or two can go up there and see what the moon's like. But that's it. Like you making it seem like me. You go like, oh, Chris, Shamar, Peter, Avery, y'all can come up too. Like, who paying? Oh, y'all gonna pay like $20 million. Nah, we good. We just gonna stay here on Earth. We gonna go up to Prosper real quick and go do our thing.
Right, bro. It's just like it's so unrealistic for just regular people. Just like, isn't this incredible? I said this was anybody could do this, and I did it. And I'm just like, what is happening here, Richard Branson, Bezos, Elon Musk?
Do? Right, y'all just throwing your money around. Give me $1.
Like, I'm not saying space exploration isn't cool or it's like not a valid venture, but it's just like, clearly, these were flexes.
They're more flexes than adventures, like right. Than like for scientific purposes. These are just like, we got money. We'll tell you how much money we have, and then we'll go on about our day.
Because if it was just for like scientific exploration, like all of them would not be needed to go up there, and they themselves would not be needed to go up there. So it was really just a flex. It really was, and I feel like they can't deny that. They're just like, would this be lucrative for my business? Like, yes, it would.
Yeah. So shout out, like I said, shout out to them.
Yeah, I mean, hey, shout out to businessmen that flex while they make money, I guess. Why not? But going on to our last topic, if you want to. It's gonna be a Loki review. You saw Loki, right?
Oh, I did.
You saw all of it?
I did.
How you like it?
Honestly, out of all the Marvel shows that came out, probably the best one. Now I won't say my favorite one, but I would say the best one in terms of the whole like presentation of it, and then like the actual episodes and what it means for the Marvel Cinematic Universe going forward.
Yeah, that's fair, and I feel the same way. I feel like maybe definitely my favorite one was the Captain America and Winter Soldier, because he's not Falcon no more. He's Captain America. I feel like that one was my favorite just because they did talk about all the issues and stuff, and I appreciate that. Yeah. And they touched on it in Marvel too, in like the comic books and stuff. Mm-hmm. And I appreciate them doing that, like in the real life too, especially with us going through all the BLM stuff and whatnot. So I feel like that was Marvel taking a stand there. I appreciate that. Yeah. But as a whole, and I'm glad they're having a continuation. And the one that got me the most gripped into it was definitely Loki.
Yeah, that shit really had you invested off like the first episode. Like,
yeah.
Like, so the other ones, well, maybe not WandaVision. WandaVision took me a while to really get into it. But like Captain and the Winter Soldier, like that one I was invested off the first episode. That's just because I Captain America and the Winter Soldier, or New Cap and Winter Soldier was solid. But this one is like, I don't know, I feel there's a lot more storytelling.
This felt like
you kind of get to see
go ahead.
You get to see how Loki got to be Loki.
Yeah.
And like you really understand why he is the way he is. And like, you really get to see a good character development with him. It's like, oh, and then it makes him like more relatable. Like he was already kind of relatable. Like you kind of, if you know Marvel, you kind of know why he acts the way he is because he wasn't the favorite son or whatever. But you really get to go in deep. And it's like, whoa, like this shit is dope. And then like seeing the other Lokis and like the variants and shit, and like just seeing how like everything's gonna kind of go into the Doctor Strange movie. It's like, holy shit.
Yeah, no, and you're right, because it's just like I want to say out of all of them, this is like clearly like the most movie-like series out of all of them. Because every episode, it felt like a movie to me. I was just like, what is ending right now? How could this end? And then like the last episode, I was so pleased because for first episode, I called it after I saw that they were like the time police and everything. I was just like, oh, it's gonna be Kang at the end. He called himself the Conqueror, but it's not spoil. His name's Kang.
Yeah.
Did he say that in the thing? I know he said some call me a conqueror. Some call me.
I don't think he. Maybe he did. I don't know. I probably gotta go back and rewatch the last episode. But I don't think he actually said I am Kang the Conqueror. But like, he said he was the Conqueror. And even people like you said, the people off like the first episode, as soon as they started hearing about like the time police, they're like, oh, this has to do with Kang probably. And stuff like that. It's like, all right, well, now we're getting somewhere. Like, I'm not that big into like the comic books, so I didn't really know who he was. But like after hearing that and hearing other people talk about, like, I had to do my own research. Like, oh, shit's about to get wild, and which it did.
Yeah, and I'm so glad it did too. Cause like I knew that Kang the Conqueror was supposed to be in like some of these movies eventually. I didn't know when or where, and I was just like, oh, this is gonna be time variance and stuff. This doesn't deal with Kang. Then I don't know how they're gonna do it. They did it, and I'm so glad like they explained it too. Because like Kang like or rather in comic books, there's like, you know, like there's the Ultimate Universe, there's the regular universe, the 616, and then there's all these different scattered universes and stuff, and all of them have like the different superheroes and supervillains and stuff like that. And they're basically using this to like the whole time variance and stuff, saying like we're killing off those other timelines so that so these guys don't appear, so they don't happen. And so like when those things started to branch off, they started making all those different universes. And so after they killed I'm gonna just call him Kang Prime. After they killed Kang Prime there. And so
then that's when. But even he said like they're in like, even he had like I feel like Marvel does a good job of explaining like the backstories of the villains. Even though I wouldn't say he's a villain just by the letter of the law, but he's not really a villain because he's like an anti-hero almost. Yeah. Because when he explains it, he's like, the only reason why I did it is to keep everything in order because there's probably worse versions of me out there. So if this started to branch off, you might not get worse versions of me, but there is a good possibility that you will get a worse version of me that's gonna do some damage. Like all I did was make sure nothing else, like this shit's not going askew. I just kept everything on a straight line.
Yeah,
which is exactly. Like, hey.
And he was like,
I'm a Thanos.
Yeah, exactly. He's like, I am a bad guy. We've all been killing people this whole time. Don't. It's not like he like had like some grand scheme behind. It's like, no, we're bad people. We keep killing people, and we're going to keep killing people. That's just how it is. It's how it always probably will be. It's just like it's probably facts. Because no matter what the Lokis did, they're probably going to still end up killing people. No matter what he did, he's going to probably still end up killing people. Just him, you know, doing what he has to do. And so it's just like it's not even a fact of being bad or good. It's just not being the worst.
Yeah, he's like, hey, I'm the lesser of two evils, really.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that show, it really, and like just finally when you find out like all the TVA police officers, or like they were all variants. But like that was such a curve. I'm like, oh shit. Like that's wild. Like they like how they basically just got yanked out of their own timelines. And was basically, I want to say, I'm assuming they were forced to be like either you die or you get sent to like that, like the nether realm, or you become an officer. So it's like those are your only two choices. So I feel like only select few were really chosen to be officers because clearly most of them didn't get that chance. Right. Or at least maybe if you're a low key, you didn't get that chance.
Because they knew you were and granted, because he is a low key. He just, it's in his nature to be, you know, like a trickster and whatnot.
Yeah.
And so it's just, but the thing that I think the biggest curveball for me was when they met the timekeepers, and then they were actually like robots. I was like, I didn't see that at all. I thought,
No, like like you're right. Yeah, I didn't know, but I don't think really many people saw that. Comments like, what the fuck? Like, I guess those aren't real people.
Right. And I'm just like, hold on. So this whole time they've just been serving robots, or is this because like when they cut off one of the heads, the other head started laughing. So I'm just like, there's clearly somebody controlling these because they thought that was funny and not even threatened to the slightest. Like, I'm like, okay, so this is like, and then that's where my head started moving. Like, okay, maybe this is where Kang is at. Maybe this is where they're going to show Kang. And then to my surprise, because I had when Loki got zapped and sent to that other world, and they saw that giant beast thing, I had to do some Googling and researching. And Marvel does what Marvel does best. They bring up something from like the 40s or 50s or whatever and make it a relevant thing again in the movies, because like nobody, unless they're like a super comic head, is going to know that. And so it's just like, hey, well done, because I didn't see that coming.
Bravo, for real. Yeah,
and then all the cameos they did too.
Fact. Like this shit is really like crazy. Just how like everything like just ties into like the movies. Like I said, that's just leading right into the Doctor Strange movie, which I believe comes out. Does it come out before or after Spider-Man?
I think after Spider-Man.
So Spider-Man's the next one up then in December?
Yeah.
Let's see.
Yeah, I think.
MCU. No, it's Doctor Strange 2.
Wait, does it come out before Shang-Chi? That's 2021 too. Shang-Chi comes out in September.
Yeah. So it goes Shang-Chi, Spider-Man, and then Doctor Strange.
Okay.
Ooh, that's gonna be tough. But like it's dope to see how all this like I don't know what. I'm definitely not gonna lie. I don't know much about the Shang-Chi movies or like Shang-Chi in general. So like that's gonna be tough to just see how that like kind of factors in with the rest of the time, like the rest of the universe. Like I don't know what part of the place, but hey, I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, see, and I don't know what they're gonna do with him either, because like he's not super popular, and so like the only time I would ever see him is like when there was like a like I know you don't really read the comics like that, but like back in the day when I was reading I was reading from like 2005 to like 2016 regularly, probably. So like in that time span, I might know like 5 issues where Shang-Chi was with like the Avengers or something like that. And that's like a big collaborative type thing. And so, and that's maybe 5 issues. Yeah. And so he's not like somebody like is you really like catching your eye looking for. But that's what I like about like how Marvel does that. They're like actually this guy's like super dope actually, because he can do this and this. But he's been put on the back burner because there wasn't a demand for him. And so when they do that, they like boost up the sales of that character, like probably like an Iron Fist or a Luke Cage. Like you're not looking out for a Power Man or an Iron Fist like that,
Yeah, you definitely not. Like the only reason I even know about like those characters is from the Spider-Man, like one of the newer Spider-Man TV shows.
Yeah,
like I think it was the Ultimate Spider-Man. I watched that a lot.
On Disney Plus.
Like that's the only reason why I know like about Iron Fist. Well, like even plus from like the Netflix series of them too, but like really just from the Spider-Man TV series. That's when I really was like, oh, like these are like in like Nova and White Tiger, I believe. Yeah. Like that's the reason why I know about them. It's just
Nova is basically like the Green Lantern equivalent for Marvel.
Yeah, like I think there was a couple episodes where like, and he ties in with the Guardians of the Galaxy. Yeah, like that part I know. So who knows with that new one? He might pop up. He might not.
He might, and it's so hard to tell with these Marvel movies because like I know they like list them all out for when they're supposed to come out and everything. But with I guess with COVID changing and everything, I don't really know if that changed their plans or changed how they're going to release movies because I haven't been looking at. I've been preoccupied with other things really. But it's just like I'm curious to what this next phase holds for us, you know?
Yeah, because it's already. I mean, the bar has been set with the first 3 phases. Like the bar is set high,
very high,
and I'm not gonna say like Black Widow was cool, but at the same time, like I feel like it was kind of it was a throwaway movie.
Oh, you seen it?
It's like, yeah.
Go ahead, give a slight review. You don't have to. You don't have to give out everything, but give a slight review if you want to.
It's cool. It's like I like it. I liked it. It just kind of sucks that like she's no longer in the time, like in the universe. So it didn't make sense of when they like put the movie out because it doesn't go like you already know she dies.
Yeah.
But the end credit scene is like, oh, like damn, okay, you guys are cooking something up now with the end credit scene. But the movie in general, like it was cool. Find out she has a family and stuff, and you kind of meet them. But it's like it sucks that you gave her flowers at the end of her line, like when she's not going to be able to make any more movies. Rather than you could have probably thrown her in like phase 1 maybe, or somewhere in there. Just I don't know where it would make sense, but just because anything before she died, really,
wouldn't
make sense.
Which makes a lot more sense. And the same thing they could, do with a Hawkeye or somebody, because it's just like, okay, well, this dude's got some stuff going on, but he's good. He's good with that bow, though. He's good with that bow.
Oh,
that's basically all you know.
I mean, he has a series coming out in November.
Yeah. But I mean, like, it's kind of late for them to like actually be introducing these characters when we've been watching them since what? First Avengers movie was
2010.
Yeah,
2010. Yeah. So it's been 11 years, but like, but at the same time, those are like the 2 like least acknowledged characters in the Avengers, which sucks. But
yeah.
Well, I guess the original Avengers, those are the 2 least acknowledged characters, which it does suck. But at least now they're getting a little bit of shine. But like, it's better late than never.
Yeah, and that's true. We also have the potential of a I think her name's Riri Jones, Ironheart. You know what I'm talking about for a I don't know if it's gonna be a series or a movie, but I know people were talking about that for a while ago too. So that'd be cool. People were not into that comic book though. I don't know why. I think I read like the issue 1 and I thought it was cool for Ironheart.
Yeah, people are weird with the comic book. Like some people, like I think comic books are like really just hit or miss. Because I definitely see like not just with that one, but like it's like some comics like people really love. Like I'm not gonna say I'm a big comic, like I'm not nowhere near to even being a comic book person. But like people like some comic books people cannot get behind. Like I don't know what the like deal, and that goes with like DC as well. Like even some of their comics, like there's just some things that just don't connect. But like if you put it in like to a TV show or movie, I feel like that for most it probably has a better translation because if you're like me, you just don't like to read.
Fair. I was about to say because I don't really like Captain America comics are cool, at least when I was reading them. But it's just like I don't really care that much. And then you put it into a movie. I'm just like, oh, this is fantastic. This is wonderful. We
like this shit. It might take me 3 days to read that one comic, but I can give you 2.5 hours of my day.
Yeah, no, and like you said, like reading comic books isn't for everybody, and even in trying to do it later in the game. I mean, it's never really late, but just doing it just completely unaware of like anything going on, it's kind of like blind or baffling or I don't know, intimidating. I guess is better to say.
Yeah,
because like you get like let's say I don't know we're reading the same comic for whatever reason, just because we thought it was cool. So we did it. And I'm over here geeking out about it, just going, oh, I can't believe he did it. Oh, I can't believe you said that. Because I might already get the context of what's happening, as opposed to you coming in and be like, I have no idea. And these could both be issue ones, but because you have no background on like the characters or anything in Marvel comic books, you might not understand what's really happening. As opposed to me, who's just been like, oh, I've been waiting for this. I can't believe he made that reference here, you know?
I think that's also what happens in the movies too. Like you get like the people who like kind of follow Marvel, and like when they see stuff in the comic books like being translated to movies, they're like, oh shit. But then like you get somebody like that doesn't really like, they watch the movies because the movies are always done well, but they're not like deep into Marvel to where they care about the character development. Like, yeah, it was a cool movie, but like you said, you get the person that like, yo, do you see this? Like, no, you're not full understanding. Like when this happens, that means this person's gonna come and then this person, and like just kind of sets the whole chain reaction going down.
Yeah, I know one Easter egg that caught me heavy was in the Loki one, where I know you don't know who this is, but the Living Tribunal head was just like on the ground there. I'm just like, yo, that's the Living Tribunal right there. I was just like, because just like that's like top tier Marvel character, universal type dude, like basically like the judge of the multiverse type dude. And it's just like he's just dead right there, just dead. Just like, yo, that's wild. I think it was Loki. I don't know. I might be tripping, but regardless.
Nah, we'll say it's Loki. And if we're wrong, we'll fuck you if we're wrong. Just kidding. Yeah, let us know if we're wrong.
It's not that we're wrong. It's just that everyone else is not right.
Bingo, you losers. Just kidding. Love you all.
Yeah, no, and that's everything I had for that. Unless you got more?
No, just speaking of Black Widow, you know what's crazy is the town I'm living in now. Black Widow was shot in this town. Like the scenes, like when she first. Dang, you haven't seen it. Have you seen it? You haven't seen it.
No, I haven't seen it. But go ahead. I'm not going. I remember this conversation, but it's not going to spoil nothing for me because I go into every.
It doesn't really spoil it, but like so in the beginning of the movie, she kind of like flees and she's like living in this small ass town. Well, like not even town. She's living like in a trailer. But like when she goes in the town, she passes. So do you know like the villain in the village? The villain, like one of the villains in the movie, is like the Taskmaster. Mm-hmm. So the bridge, there's like in the first couple minutes of the movie, they're fighting on a bridge, and that bridge is in the town I'm living in. Like a couple of scenes were shot here. I'm like, damn! Like I drove over that bridge today. I was like, yo, this is wild. I'm famous.
It's like like Widow fight here.
Yeah, it is like really wild. It's like, yo, like it's kind of crazy. Like I didn't know that until today. Until like I don't know what I saw it on Reddit somewhere, like where like it's just randomly like where like Black Widow was shot, and I'm like, oh shit, this is my town, and then it started like, and then it clicked. I was like, oh shit, this is the bridge. Oh shit, that's the football field. Like, yo, that's fucking wild.
Bro, that's tough. That's cool. I always wanted to be in like that like situation. Where like I could have been in that movie. You know, if they let actual people, you know, walk around while they were shooting and whatnot. I could have been in it.
I mean, yeah. The closest one would have been like the Winter Captain America, the Winter Soldier. No. Yeah, right? That's the second one, right? Yeah, the one where they're in DC.
Yeah.
For most of it. I mean, that would have been the closest one we've been able to because they filmed a lot down there.
Yeah, that's fair.
That's it. I just wanted to a little subtle flag. I ain't going to space or nothing, but you know, Black Widow was in my town.
Hey, there you go. Now we just know you live in riches. That's all.
Oh, let's not say that. Far from it.
Nah, yeah, but you know, appreciate you all for tuning in and watching this. Me bumble over everything I was saying today. Appreciate Shamar for showing up, even with our technical difficulties over here. You know, he still pulled through because he's the real one.
Hey, I try.
You know, we're promoting our shirts. I don't know if Peter actually posted anything about it, but we promoted that shirt. Maybe we'll have a updated design sometime. Maybe we won't. Oh, potential hiatus next week. I won't be here definitely for sure. Shamar and Peter might. I won't be if you guys are recording. Shamar?
Huh?
You
for next week. Oh, I did. My bad.
Yeah, I thought you. Okay, well at least your audio's still here. We can keep going.
Okay, we're good.
All right. Well, like I said, we are promoting the shirt. So keep looking out for that. We appreciate you guys coming back every week, and yeah. So Shamar, take us. All right. What's your socials? Where can we find you?
You can find me on everything Sham_Wild12. And if you don't like anything I said today, that's your problem. Let me know in the comment section what you didn't like, and maybe I'll change it. Probably won't, but I still like to hear it.
And you can find me at Chris Kelly57 or Chris Kelly_57 on Twitter. And Big Chris _57 on Twitter, and everybody loves Chris on IG. And please like, comment, share, and subscribe to this video, and comment on our everything. Comment on our Apple Podcast. Comment on any platform that you're available to comment on, please comment on. Anywhere you can give us 5 stars or however many stars, please give us 5 stars. We like you. We love you.
We like you.
But we got to go. So, bye. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of the Out of the Break podcast. We're available on all podcasting platforms, and we ask that you like, comment, share, and subscribe, as well as hit that notification bell. That way you'll be notified whenever we release a new video. And as always, we like you, we love you, but we gotta go. Bye.